Well, this month, according to the United Nations, India surpassed China as the most populous country on the planet. India is now home to more than 1.4 billion people and growing. India is expected to hold this title for the rest of this century, but there are some worries with this. Will India be able to provide enough housing and jobs for a population this big?
When we say that the population is exploding, we have to understand that the population is increasing because people are living longer. So in 1950, people average age of expectancy of life was around 50, but now it is around 72.
I'd say the percentage of youth that is present in our population, that is one of our biggest strengths, Since we have a lot of consumers, a lot of talent, if we were to use that smartly, we could actually occupy a much better place in the world than we currently do.
Need to put a check on it, otherwise all the progress which the country is making vis-a-vis in technology, industry, everywhere will go haywire, and unemployment, poverty will remain as it is, irrespective of the progress we are making.
Some vision, some planning, focus on the right things and prioritizing with the vision is what India must move forward and the direction, because if we don't, then we could have troubled times.
All right, for more now, I'm joined by John Wilmoth, the director of the United Nations Population Division, which announced India's overtaking of China in terms of population. It's good to have you on the program, John. I want to ask you, I read that both India and China, they had programs to control population growth. With China, the one-child policy, for example, the policy worked, and now China has declining numbers. In India, the policy just was not, I guess, wasn't executed, wasn't enforced, and now, they're number one in the world. Is India's title as the most populous country, is it a title that it's gotten almost by accident?
Well, I don't know if by accident that's really correct, but India was the first country to establish a national family planning program in the early 1950s, and it has made there's had a long effort to reduce the size of the population, to slow the growth of the population, not really to reduce its size, but to slow its growth. And it has been successful, but slowly. Over many decades, the birth rate has come down. The birth rate fell very rapidly in China, starting in the early 1970s. Even before the one-child policy, over a period of 7 years, it dropped by half, from about 6 to 3 children per woman in less than a decade. And in India, it took 3 decades for a similar type of change. So the change is similar in both places. It's just much more gradual in India. And the result is that the growth has slowed down in both places. It's really a similar pattern in both countries, the slowdown of growth due to the reduction of fertility. But it's just happened so much faster in China and has led to now negative growth. Since 2022, the Chinese population has been decreasing in size.
John, I've got really, unfortunately, just 30 seconds more. I want to ask you, we expect India's population to continue growing until, 2060? What's going to happen then? What's going to make that population stop growing?
Well, a continued reduction of the fertility rate. Even now, it's recorded the number of births per woman over a lifetime has fallen below 2.1, which is the threshold to ensure zero growth in the long run without migration. So it's already at the point where the fertility level is low enough that growth will stop. If that fertility level is maintained over the next few decades, growth will stop.
All right, John, we appreciate your time. Unfortunately, we're out of time, but we'll be following the stories. I'm sure you will. Thank you.
Thank you.